In this video, I'm going to teach you how to find the direction cosine and direction angle of a vector. Alright, in the previous video, I got discussed about the concept of direction cosine, what is direction cosine, and what is the direction angles. Alright, what does the angle here represent? So the direction and cosine here refer to the cos alpha, cos beta, and cos gamma here. So the direction cosine, right? We denote direction cosine. The standard of denoting direction cosine is cos alpha, alright? Cos alpha, cos beta, and cos gamma, alright? I'm going to revise here. So when they said about direction angle will be the angle alpha, beta, and gamma. And the direction ratio, when they mention, this is all the term that you should know. When they mention about the direction ratios, this means that it will be, let's say, the ratio here. Let's say you have vector A in the form of AI plus BJ plus CK. So the direction ratio will be A ratio to B, B ratio to C. This is called direction ratio. But mainly we talk about direction cosine and direction angles here. So, and alpha is the inclined angle of the from the x-axis to the vector, and beta is the inclined angle from the y-axis to the vector, and gamma of course is the inclined angle from the z-axis to the vector. Alright, so how to finding all this, we have described in the video that we talked about. We have to find the unit vector. The step here, step of finding the finding the cos alpha, the cosine, okay? To finding the direction cosine, very simple, okay? To finding the direction cosine, so we find the unit vector, alright? First we find the unit vector of A, alright? After we find the unit vector, you know that unit vector of A, each component, alright? Let's say the unit vector you're getting the value of AI plus BJ plus CK. And each of these will be cos alpha, and this will be the cos beta, and the value here, the k, right, the coefficient here will be your cos gamma. So, but you must find the unit vector, all right? Unit vector that I already described in the when I discussed about the theory about the direction cosine and direction angle. And one more thing, the special of this is, you know that unit vector always has a magnitude of 1 unit. I always mention about this. The unit vector have a magnitude of 1 unit. So it means that the magnitude of a unit vector is 1, means that the square root of cos alpha, right? The coefficient here, the A is cos alpha. So A square cos square alpha plus with cos square beta plus with cos square gamma, all were giving you 1 unit. Alright, 1 unit. So there is something that I want to revise so that you know what is important during when I discuss about direction angle and direction cosine. So then we can generate another formula where the sum of square of all the direction cosine, alright, we're giving you the value of 1. So this is another one which result from the magnitude, right? The magnitude. To find the magnitude of a unit vector, you were taking all the cos alpha, the coefficient of cos beta, and the cos gamma, you go and square, right? This is the way we're finding the magnitude. So, okay, now I have revised. This is simplify for you, alright? This is all what you need to know for direction cosine and direction angle. Okay, let's look at how to answer this question. To answer this question is simple, alright? But the problem is, can you remember all this, alright? What is direction cosine? First, step 1, right? Your step 1. So you will have to find the unit vector, alright? Unit vector. So how to find the unit vector of A? Is you taking the vector A, divide by its magnitude, right? So you have the vector A, then you have to find the magnitude of vector A. Alright, so magnitude very simple, you're just taking 2 square plus with 3 square plus with -1 square and square root. This is the way we find magnitude, right? So we have 4 plus 9 plus 1, right? 4 plus 9 plus 1, so which give you square root of 14. This is the length of the vector for this vector A. So it means that the unit vector, the first step, the unit vector is the same as you're taking the vector here, 2i plus with 3j minus with k divided by the square root of 14. This is the way we find unit vector. We take the vector divided by its own magnitude. Okay, so and I have explained the concept of unit vector when we start this topic with discussing the types of vectors, right? So, and each of these component can divide by 2 square root of 14i plus with 3 square root of 14j and -1 over square root of 14k. So now, from here, I have already tell you the coefficient for I. After you finding the unit vector, then all this will be your cos alpha, your direction cosine. So it means that the direction cosine for this will be 2 square root of 14, 3 square root of 14, and 1 over square root of 14, which I can say that, right? Then I can say that the direction cosine for this vector, so will be cos alpha, means that cos alpha will be 2 over square root of 14. Cos beta will be 3 over square root of 14. And cos gamma will be -1 over square root of 14. So this is the direction cosine. So, but when the question asking to find the direction angle, you have to understand the term, alright? The term. So it is said the direction angles. So it means they refer to alpha, beta, and gamma. So it means alpha is the arc cos of 2 over square root of 14. This is always you can using calculator to find the angle. So beta will be arc cos of 3 over square root of 14. And gamma will be arc cosine of 1 over -1 over square root of 14. So then we can know the angle, all this angle, direction angle here means that the angle inclined to each of the axis, the positive x-axis, the angle inclined angle from the y-axis, positive y-axis, and the inclined angle from the positive z-axis. Alright, okay, let's calculate the value. Right, after using calculator in degree mode, you have found that this is 57 degree 41 minutes and 36 degree 42 minutes, and gamma is 105 degree 30 minutes. Right, so this is we name this as the direction angles. Alright, so if you try to square all this thing here, now you can find out, because this is come from, okay, all this is come from coefficient of the unit vector, right? All this number here is come from the direction angle, it's come from the coefficient of the unit vector. As you know that the magnitude of unit vector always 1, right? So if you find the magnitude of the unit vector by squaring all this, square plus with square of this plus with square of this, you square it, you will getting 1. Definitely you will getting 1 if you square all this. Means that the cos square, you try it, okay? You can try it. So 2 square root of 14 for every direction cosine, okay? So cos square plus with 3 over square root of 14 square. I hope you know what I mean here, because this coefficient is come from a unit vector. Okay, unit vector always has a magnitude of 1 unit. So, and it's -1 over square root of 14 squared. So if you sum up this one will be, you're getting 4 over 14, right? 4 over 14 plus with 9 over 14 plus with 1 over 14, which will give you 14 over 14, which will giving you 1, right? And I just want to remind you that this you have to remember this cos square beta plus beta. Cos square gamma will always give you the value of 1. All right. The direction cosine, the square of the sum of the square of all the direction cosine will give you the value of 1. And this is a very important thing that you must know. All right. Okay, let's move on with another examples in the next video.